seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Okay? A lot of big words in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you about a warrant and the way that we write warrants and why we write them. Okay? This is a warrant that I've written for a case, for a criminal case that I was investigating. So the way that we start writing warrants is that we have to have probable cause. It says in the Fourth Amendment that we have to have probable cause, right, to issue a search warrant. What does probable cause mean? Yeah, it can't just be any reason, right? We have to have a specific reason. We either have to have specific information that a crime may possibly be committed, right? But the reason that we're writing the warrant is because we need more evidence, right, that a crime's been committed. So maybe, let's say Susie comes and tells me, hey, you know what, I think Bob's selling drugs. Is it illegal to sell drugs? Yeah. Yep. So she says, I was in the Fred Meyer parking lot, and I saw Bob parked in the Fred Meyer parking lot, and another car came up, and I saw Bob stick his hand out the window with drugs and take money from the car. They pulled up next to him, and then they pulled off. So then I go and I start watching Bob's house, because I know where Bob lives now. And I watch people come and go from Bob's house all day. And you know what? I'm pretty sure that they're buying drugs and they're leaving. Okay? And then Bob puts his garbage, he takes his garbage off of his property and he puts it out on the sidewalk for the garbage man to come and pick up. Do I need a warrant to pick up Bob's garbage if he puts it on the sidewalk? I don't, because it's considered abandoned property, because he was going to put it out for the garbage man to pick up, so I don't need a warrant for that. So let's say that I go pick up Bob's garbage, and what do I find in Bob's garbage? Drugs. I find evidence of drugs in Bob's garbage. So now I have Susie, who, what did she tell me?
Drugs.
She told me that she saw Bob doing what? She saw, right? So she saw Bob doing something. She saw Bob selling drugs to somebody. And then I found drugs in Bob's garbage, and then I watched people who were buying drugs come and go from Bob's house. Does that sound like that could be probable cause to write a search warrant? Okay, so that's what we have to do to write search warrants. I can't just say, hey, you know what, I think Bob's selling drugs, and go kick his front door in and find out if he's selling drugs. Okay, but is that what the Redcoats did?
Yeah.
Is that what happened to her house? Mm-hmm. Yep, he just came in and searched it for no reason. And he almost got yours, didn't he? Almost got yours. Okay, so who can write warrants?
The president?
No, law enforcement official has to write it, right? Can write them. So either a federal agent or a local law enforcement officer writes warrants. And we can only write warrants for our jurisdictions, for the areas that we are a certified law enforcement in, right? So I'm certified law enforcement in Bannock County, so I can write a warrant for anything that happens in Bannock County. And that includes Pocatello and Chubbuck, right? So I can write warrants for anything that happens in those places. But I have to tell the judge who I am, right? So this is an affidavit, right? And it says in the Fourth Amendment, by affidavit of probable cause, right? So in here, I tell the judge who I am. I tell him that I am an expert in drug cases, that I've been through the law enforcement academy, and that I've had training in investigating crimes, right? And that's what all this stuff is, telling the judge what my expertise is. So then the judge goes, okay, this guy probably knows what he's talking about. And then what do I have to write? And I have to write all my probable cause. This says statement of facts in support of probable cause. Susie told me she saw Bob selling drugs. I saw people coming and going from Bob's house that I think were selling drugs. I picked up Bob's garbage and I found drugs in them, right? So after writing all of that stuff down, look, sometimes I put a lot of information in those search warrants, right? In support of the probable cause. Then, this is the actual warrant. So right up here on the top it says search warrant, right? So this is the judge actually telling me to go do the things that I asked, right? So also in the Fourth Amendment it says that we have to be very specific about the things that we want to search and the things that we're looking for, right? So in here, if I wanted to search Bob's car, should I put that in here?
Yes.
Should I just put any car? What if Bob has multiple cars? What if other people park cars at Bob's house? Can I search their car? No, I have to put Bob's car, a black Ford F-150, and I have to write the license plate number on it, and I have to put the vehicle identification number on it so I know which car I'm searching. What about the house? Can I search Bob's neighbor's house?
No.
There might be drugs in Bob's neighbor's house though, but I can't search those, right? So I have to put Bob's address, and then I describe Bob's house. Bob's house is a white house with a red front door and a black roof, with a tree growing on to the left of the sidewalk going to the front entrance, right? I put all those things in. I describe the specific places that I'm going to go search, and then I tell them what I'm looking for. I'm looking for evidence of criminal activity related to drug crimes. Any place that drugs could be hidden or drugs could fit, I want your permission to search. Any place that cash related to the drugs could be hidden, I want your permission to search. Any stolen items that drug addicts may have traded for drugs, I want the ability to search for. So those might be in the garage, they might be in outbuildings, so maybe I'm gonna look in the shed, right? And I have to put all of that in my warrant, or I can't look in it. What about Bob's cell phone? Do you think Bob might talk to people about drugs? So do you think I should put his cell phone in here too if I want to search the cell phone? Yeah. What about his computers? Do you think maybe he sends emails about that stuff? Yep. So what do I have to put the computer in here? Right? I have to put everything that I want to search in here. And I have to be very specific about the things that I want to look for. Okay? And then after I get those things, I actually fill out another document that tells the judge what I took. And then I turn that all back into the judge, right? So when I take this to the judge, what does that look like right here on the bottom?
Your signature and
So that's the judge's signature. So that means that the judge agreed with everything that I wanted to do, and then he signed that. And then when I go to their house, I give them a copy of the warrant. What about when I knock on the door? What if Bob doesn't answer the door? Can I still go in the house?
Yes.
Yep, I can still go in the house.
What if he's running away? What if he's running away? And you can chase him?
Yes, then I do. I
What
get
if
to
he
chase him.
has a dog?
My partner has a dog, and yep, sometimes we send the dog after people if they run away.
We have a friend across the street that is a canine unit.
Yeah, he's a canine unit. Does he work at Pocatello?
And he has a food.
Yep. So I'm sure that I know him very well. I work with a lot of canine officers, especially doing drug cases, because that's what I specialize in. I'm a narcotics detective. So if Bob doesn't answer the door, I still have permission to go into the house, right? So if I knock on the door and Bob doesn't want to come to the door, I can still go in. Okay? You have a question? Yep. If Bob's out of town, I can still go in his house.
What if he's
Because
dead?
what's that?
What if he's dead?
Well, that happens sometimes too.
It's on the couch. I watch murder movies and then it shows them dead on the couch.
Well, all of the crazy things that you see happen in movies and TV shows, they happen. That's why they put them in TV shows and movies. So, and I've seen almost all of them. So, yep. So we can go into their house no matter what. Once the judge tells me I can have access to their house or their cars, I have access to it. Okay. So, and we out of time?
I have a quick question.
Absolutely.
So is there a time limit from these things that the judge
Oh,
signs?
that's a
Like,
really
does
good
it give
question.
you like, you have 30 days to go in and search and
Yep.
seize?
So
Is there
in
a time
fact,
limit?
on this warrant, it says that I have, from the time of it being signed, see what it has to say.
Ding, ding.
Okay. On this particular one, it says 30 days. It says I have 30 days to execute this warrant, right?
Did you sign it?
And then not only that, but it says you are commanded. So it doesn't just say that I should do something. The judge is now telling me that I have to. I am commanded to do it. You are commanded, right? So now I have to do it because it's in the warrant. And I have, on this particular one, I have 30 days. So not all of them do I have 30 days. Usually I have 8 days to execute a warrant, and then I have 2 weeks after that to get back to the judge and tell him what we found when we
When
did
did
the
you
warrant. So
sign
that's a really good question. This one's an old one. It was signed a couple of years ago, I
Did you
think.
figure out, all right, guys, we have to
On this
move.
one, nope, actually on this one we did not. This is still actually an open case, so.
Don't zoom in too close. Stop.
Thank you, stay right here. Should we say Sheriff Bannister or Officer Bannister?
People say whatever, but I am a sheriff's deputy. That is my title.
Let's say Deputy Chad. Let's say thank you, Deputy Chad. Ready?
Thank you, Deputy Chad. All right, and then thank you, Miss Katrina.
Right here.
Thank you, Miss Katrina.
And Mesa.
And Miss
Mesa.
Dessa.
All right, you